Welcome to Soulful Celebrations. My name is Michael. This is Kat.
Thanks for joining us today. So it's a supermoon. That's a full moon that's really close to the Earth.
Ooh.
In fact, a supermoon is supposedly around 6% closer to the Earth than a normal full moon.
Wow.
You know what that means?
What does it mean?
It means it's magic time.
Ooh.
Woo! Yeah, because so a full moon creates a lot of magnetic energy, right? And our bodies have a lot of water, and you know, the moon affects the tides and the waters. It can affect our bodies. It can create a lot of interesting effects. You've heard of all kinds of full moon type behavior where it changes people's behavior a little bit. Well, that's because we feel in our emotions and in our minds, in our bodies, this pull of the moon's magnetism. Well, the magnetism is stronger on a supermoon, and we can really leverage that for our magic. Now, normally on the moon cycle, how do we do with full moon magic versus new moon magic? On full moons, we usually use that for releasing because it's the end of the cycle. And so we use this for releasing. And on the new moon is when we use for manifesting because that's like a new beginning. We're starting a new cycle. But you're really missing out on a lot of that really strong energy from the moon if you don't use that for some magic. So I've always done some full moon magic that's not just like the releasing, but more of the stuff you do on the new moon. And the supermoon is a special time when we can leverage that power to do some magic. So we have a special a special celebration of the supermoon today because we want to use that in a collective effort to create something. Whoa. So we're gonna do a supermoon meditation as a group.
Ooh.
And so what I suggest is you do this within 3 days before or 3 days after, within that time period of a full moon. And you can use this supermoon or you could do it on a different full moon. Whenever you decide to participate is when your energy will come in to this exercise. And it's more than just an exercise. This is like a real project that we've started.
Real.
So let me tell you a little bit about it. We're going to build a moon temple as a group. And this is going to be on the meditative plane, but it's a real place that we're going to build together, and we're all going to be able to use that moon temple for magic, and we'll create an altar in the middle. It's going to be really beautiful. We'll walk you through it, and so join us tonight or any night that you choose, and whenever you do, your energy will come into that collective, and we're going to do this awesome project together.
Whoa.
How exciting. So we'll see you there. Thanks.
Thank you.
In a few minutes, we're going to bring you a full moon meditation. We're here by the peaceful Raven Lake.
What?
This is
Why explains it?
This is Raven Lake. We're in Huntsville, Texas, at a campground. We're camping. You can hear some kids playing in the background. That's not going to stop us from doing our meditation. And we're going to do it in the daylight so that we have better lighting for the meditation. But what we want you to do is to find somewhere comfortable that you can do your meditation. You can sit, stand, whatever you want. You can even lie down, but you don't want to fall asleep because this is a waking meditation, right? If you're driving, you want to pull over, and that's not true. If you're driving, you might want to save this meditation for later. You probably wouldn't want to pull over and
pull over.
And then get back on the road.
That's great.
That'd be funny. So if you're driving, you might want to save this meditation for a later time to do because it's not safe to meditate while you drive. But, oh, here's Michael. There we are.
My glowing ears.
Oh, his ears are glowing. My ears aren't glowing.
I'm like a lizard. You can
That sun's blinding people. Can they even see us now? Let's get out of the sun. There we go. All right. Well, I'm going to show the people the lake. This is a beautiful lake here. Lake Raven. We're at a campground, and this is our little circle. We're going to build a fire here in this fire pit. And that's our little screen shelter. We have a tent over here we're going to sleep in tonight. It's really nice and peaceful here. So we just wanted to bring this meditation to you from a beautiful, relaxing spot. Now, during the meditation, I'm probably not just going to keep the camera on us. I'm going to switch to a picture of the full moon. Maybe I'll have you look at the fire for a little while. Now, gazing into a fire is a good way to go into that trance-like state. So we can use fire as a tool for our meditation. And so I'll see if I can put some imagery in the video for you to help you with your meditation. But if you're closing your eyes, you don't need that imagery anyway. It's really up to you how you want to do the meditation. But what we're going to do, so let's talk a little bit about the meditation, what the purpose of it is. This is for the supermoon. So this is really not just a full moon meditation, but a supermoon meditation. It's even better. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a moon temple. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're unveiling the moon temple?
Yes. So there's a little bit of the moon temple there, but I need all of your help to continue to build this moon temple together. We're going to do it as a group. And then we're going to build an altar in the middle, and we're going to use this moon temple as a group for future meditations as well. It's a place we can all go together and meet in our meditations. And it's going to be a safe and sacred space. And so what I want to do tonight is get it built. Everyone's going to have a role to do, and you'll know you'll do what you're guided to do, what part of it. Just like when you build a house, you know, you have the roofers, you have the plumbers, you have the foundation people, you have what else do you have? The finishers, the painters. So everyone has a role, and you're going to be guided to what your role is. So maybe your role is growing vines up around the columns, or maybe your role is drawing sigils on to the columns, or in the spaces between the columns.
Oh wow.
Or maybe your role is to help call in the ancestors. Now, what I want to do tonight, and everyone's welcome to do this, there's a number of things we could do. We could bring in our spirit guides, we could bring in our spirit animals and meet them there. But what I was thinking is the first thing we should do is just bring in some ancestor energy there. And each of us has different ancestors, right? So we're going to, even though we're all part of the same collective consciousness, here on Earth we have probably different ancestors. And we're going to bring in that ancestor energy as part of the meditation. So I just want y'all to be prepared for what's going to happen in our meditations today. Wow. And I think it's perfect for the supermoon to build this moon temple. So in this moon temple, the walls and the roof are going to be open so that we can experience the moonlight coming in to this space. And it's going to be big. I kind of picture it round or roundish. But we can gather in there in a circle, and we can do our meditations. We need to build an altar in the middle. So we kind of have some of the foundation laid there, but then also we want to build around the pyramid. Around the temple. We want to build like some sort of crystalline structure. I was going to do a little drumming to get us started on the meditation, and I brought some other instruments that y'all might want to use. We have the kids with us, so I invited them to use the flute or what else did I bring? Rattles, tambourines, things like that. I don't know. They're fighting over what they're going to use, so they might not participate. We'll see.
Everything.
Michael, what are you going to use? Scotland called whistle, so
I'll probably use my mind.
Yeah. Well,
my eyebrows.
A supermoon is pretty cool, special moon energy, and this is a perfect time to build this moon temple that we can all use for our lunar energy magic. And so we're going to do a lot of things in the future. I think for one meditation, that's a lot to build the temple and bring in ancestor energy. And we're going to protect that temple with the ancestor energy and with the symbols that we're going to draw on there. And we're going to infuse it with everyone's energy. It's a collective effort to build something amazingly magical. And we're really excited about this. I've been thinking about doing it for a long time. But I think it's perfect for this group because, I don't know, we just seem to be a good energetic fit with this group. And
also, when you started talking about it to me, it just every bit of it, I just visualized almost instantly. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and the weather is so perfect here. We feel great. And this is a beautiful location. So I was like, what a perfect opportunity to do this. And so we're going to get started in just a few minutes and we'll see you there. Oh, we're gathered here in front of the fire on this supermoon occasion to have an amazing meditation, and we are going to go and build our moon temple. So everyone, find a comfortable spot. First, we're going to call in the directions of the winds. So first, I'm going to turn to the east, and I'm going to call to the winds of the east. Where the sun and the moon rise and new beginnings come from. Then I'm going to turn to the south, and I'm going to welcome in the winds of the south, the element of earth. This is where our passion arises from, where good things grow. I welcome the winds of the earth to our ceremony. I turn to the west, and I welcome in the winds of the west to our ceremony. This is where the sun and the moon set. This is where we have our endings. Welcome in the winds of the west. I turn to the north, where our emotional power comes from, our psychic power, and I welcome in the winds of the west to our ceremony. And now that we've called to the 4 directions of the winds, we're going to get started on our ceremony. I'm going to drum you through a little bit of it. We have Scotland on the flute. Anyone else feel free to join in. Rattling, drumming, whistling, flying airplanes overhead. You may hear crows in the background. You may hear kids playing football. It's all part of our life. directions that you came from to this temple, and you each will have a role. What role are you called to do to build this temple of the moon? Are you a grower? Are you going to grow vines up the columns? Fragrant, beautiful jasmine, nightshade? Are you going to construct an altar in the center? You want to build an altar to the moon. Are you going to inlay crystals into the columns or along the edges of the circle? Are you going to draw sigils on the columns, or in the air between the columns, burn those sigils into the outer boundaries of the temple? We each have our role. And while we do, some of us will be building sacred geometry, crystalline grid around the moon temple. We're going to build it into the shape of a sphere using the flower of life as a pattern. The flower of life contains the seed of life, contains the tree of life. All these shapes are found in this sacred geometry. We're building it into a sphere shape that goes down below the earth and above the temple, all around a huge crystalline sphere that we're building to not only protect our temple, but also to bring a whole new level of energy that will amplify the magic that we do there. We're building this moon temple so that we can use the energy of the moon through this crystalline grid and perform magic as a group, powerful magic together in this temple. You can come here anytime. There'll always be someone here to do magic with you. We're all one big family in this group. So help me construct this beautiful crystalline flower of life sphere. And while we're all working on our roles in building this temple, I want us to all start calling in our ancestors. We want to bring in ancestor energy to protect us, to bring wisdom, guidance, and love. Our ancestors, they knew all about the energies of the moon, and it guided them, and now they will help us on our mission to build this temple and to utilize it for the highest good of all. want you to return here to perform. We thank the moon for her beautiful glow. For the cleansing, healing energy that she brings to our lives. For the illumination of what we need to let go of. For the infusion of lunar energy into our manifestations as the moon grows from dark, from new moon, all the way up to full moon. Oh yes, we're going to do a lot of magic here. Thank the moon, and then turn and thank the ancestors for coming. They are always welcome here, their energy. Now, we must return. But you can return, you can come back here anytime you want. Let us return. Going back through the jungle and the trees, through the vines, back to our home in the east. We will meet again here someday, but now it's time to come back into the room where you started. Take a moment. Plant your feet firmly on the ground. Open your eyes and shake your arms out a little bit. Stomp your feet. If you have some hematite, that's a good way to ground. Be sure to drink some water. And I wish you a wonderful, magical supermoon. Thank you.